Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm finally getting round to doing part 2. I don't normally film, to turn the music down a little bit, I don't normally film in the evenings anymore, but I feel really guilty for leaving it so long. I think I literally said in part 1, it'll be up tomorrow. And yeah, tomorrow never happened, things come up, don't they? Anyway, so it's almost 8:30 p.m. Just put my little girl to bed, she's fast asleep. Got a little camera in front of me, got a very large glass of red wine, and I thought to crack on with this. I'm hoping to finish it tonight, to be honest. Ooh, so let's get comfortable. I'm of course using my Inktense pencils. I don't think I'm going to bother with the background in any of these pages. I think because the Inktense pops so much, I don't need to. So, if I remember rightly, I said I was going to do golds and reds. So we'll start off with the gold shade first, and I'll use Sun Yellow, Golden Sun, and then Burnt Orange. Let's see how them three colours work together. Let's give these a little sharpen. I did have this video scheduled for yesterday, but my niece came round, and I don't know whether that video is going up before this one. I'm not sure. I think them two colours actually might be too similar, so instead of using the burnt orange, I'm going to play it safe, mid vermilion. And let's just crack on. I do want to add a lot of red to this page, so I'm just going to see how it goes. Now with these, because I'm using 3 colours, I'm going to activate 2 colours together, yeah, and then go back in once it's dry and deepen up with that mid vermilion shade. Do I want to pull this across? I want to pull it down the centre like that. I'm not too worried too much if I go out the lines really badly. Where else? We'll do the lines, and we'll do these as well. Because I'm tired, I can't think of words. Words are just not wording at the minute. The reins. That was the word I was looking for. The reins. Let me just make sure I've got everything in frame. I know my last couple of videos have been blurry or out of focus. It's because I've put my camera in a different place, and I really do have to stretch up to try and see what I'm filming. And the amount of times I've tried to connect it to my computer, I don't want to tell you. Well, this top section as well. And then maybe this underneath bit, which you can't see just about. So I thought a nice half an hour colouring, and then I have actually finished the reading book, Golden Sun, the reading book that I've been reading. Just finished it on the Kindle. So I'm going to actually start a physical book, and I'm going to try my first fantasy, and I'm really excited. I've got quite a few to choose from. And I'm leaning more towards just a thinner book while it's my first one, to see if I can get into it. I actually asked my son, because he reads a lot, or he used to, any tips from reading fantasy, and he said, I just think of The Hobbit. So maybe I'll have like the Game of Thrones world pictured in my head when I'm reading certain books. I don't know. But I've found it's been helping a lot. And spending time with my niece as well has been helping a lot, actually. Oh, I've just realised I've not got my aqua brush out, but yeah, my water's clean. I was working on a project last night for a good hour for a Christmas present. If it turns out, I'm doing testers at the minute, if it turns out I'm going to film the process, and I can't put that video up till after Christmas because obviously I don't want the person seeing the present. But it is artsy. Where's my normal tooth? Normally use these two. The Sakura one, I think they are, and the Arteza one. I really need some new ones of these. I've just not bloody bought them yet. The tips on these, if anybody knows where to get a pack of these from, I did previously get them on Amazon and I cannot for the life of me find them again, and they're just my favourite, and the edges are so frayed, and yet I'm still using them, so that just goes to show. Yeah, just a few glasses of wine and then bed early for me. I filmed like the outro to the house being finished, and I've literally just seen one comment saying, "You look, I look weary, that tired." Yes, I am. I woke up at 4 and I didn't get back to sleep until gone. So I woke up at 4, sorted Isabel out for school, and then I got back into bed, and I must have only fell back asleep about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I had my alarm set for 20 to 11 to get on with housework and editing. So yeah, I'm tired. The wine's keeping me away though at the minute. Yeah, I think that mid vermilion colour should be absolutely fine over the top of this. And somebody commented that I think lives in my town. I'm pretty sure you do. So that was really nice to see. Me and my husband was having a chuckle about it. Imagine if you saw me when I was in town shopping. In the middle of Primark, and you come over and you go, "Debbie, is that colour me stress free?" Oh, I'd be mortified. Especially if I had my husband with me, I'd be proper embarrassed. Anyway, for the reds, technically this is not red. Wild Flame. And then Poppy Red, which is one of my favourites, and Chili Red is another one of my favourites. Look at these that I've got stashed on my desk. I found these in Aldi and they're the nicest things ever, and they do strawberry versions as well. So if I'm getting a little bit hungry, I'll just have one of them, and they're quite big actually. So where should we start off with this? Let's just start off at the top because I don't want to be dipping my arm into it. I have a tendency of doing that. I'll do the same thing here. I'll add the deeper shade before I activate this one, but then I'll let it dry and add that chili red, I think. And I want to leave plenty of room for like gel pens. I might even be brave and use stickles. The only thing is with stickles in books, they do bump up a little bit. So if I'm colouring that the next page before this, the next page before this, the page before this, I'll have to put loads of scrap pieces of paper on this one, which does put me off a little bit. And like if I went to colour that page, I'd struggle. But I do really like the effect of stickles. I don't know, I'll have a think about that because this is up there with one of my top 10 books, maybe even top 5. So I want to make sure that I carry on colouring in it. I think stickles are just alright for your PDFs, to be honest. Or like if you're doing the very first page, you can get away with it. I want to pull this colour right down. Even though it is orange, it works with the rest of the colours. I'm just using a pretty thin layer here. And I might even pull this colour even further down here. Let's see how it looks first up here. So poppy red. Yeah, you can see the difference there. I'm hoping I want to zoom in even more just while I'm doing this section. Hopefully that'll be a bit better for you. And I'm going to go back to using my other camera as well. I'm going to try and do like filming with 2 cameras at the same time like I used to, because I love the way that it turned out them videos, but then I just got lazy. So I'm going to try that again tonight. Might be a bit ambitious. So I'll put colour straight through the centre of these. You can be messy, but just stay in the lines, because once this goes out the lines you're really going to struggle getting rid of it. So like do the very corners, make it look like it's 3D almost. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Let's activate that layer. Keep all the pencils separate to make sure my brush is clean, but it has got plenty of water. I'm going to start off at the lightest area as best as I can, and then push down into that poppy red and then just let it bleed into each other and do its own thing. Don't mess with it too much. Clean my brush off. I'm risking it here, the poppy red bleeding into this, but I'm feeling dangerous. And then activate all this lighter shade. Clean the brush off. Do the exact same thing, just the opposite way around. Clean water again. So you'll notice that I do just keep dipping into the water and onto the cloth, just try and keep it as clean as I can. Activate this lightest shade and do this as quick as I can to avoid any horrible lines forming, and then go around the edges like so. And that'll look better as well once I've deepened it up with the next colour. But yeah, I think I wanted to actually do that colour here at the bottom. I'm not going to be too fussy with all these different patterns. Call me lazy, I'm being lazy. Just going to fill in the whole thing. So they match of a fashion. And then once I've done this, I'll leave it just for a few minutes just to dry, and then I can go and add all these darker colours then all at once. So how is everyone? Is everybody ready for Christmas? I am nowhere near ready. With the work only just finishing, now it's time to concentrate on everything else, basically, everything else. And I've been checking on a daily basis on websites for a dog, and I'm not having any luck. I do want one that's probably about 4 or 5 weeks old, so that I can put a deposit down to pick it up in the new year. Ideally I would rescue a dog. I've said this years ago, but because of Isabel I have to completely trust that animal around her, and I don't think I could do that with a dog that I've not brought up. I could trust my other two with a million bazillion %, they would have never harmed her. But I'm not looking forward to the puppy stage. I remember how hard it was. I want to keep this as light as I can. Just make it deep at the top. So I will need plenty of water on my brush now. Get all these areas done. There is loads of water on my brush here, so make sure I'm quickly spreading it out. Just put that colour up. You'll notice when I'm concentrating because I go super quiet. Because this is a really dark colour, I do not want to go out the lines. Which I just did a little bit. Sod's law. And just like that, and I'll leave it to dry, I think. Just have a little bit of a mess with that with clean water. Don't want to mess with it too much because I can feel that the paper's misbehaving a little bit there. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that to 1,000,000% dry and then go in and deepen it up. But I'm liking how it's leaking so far. I think it really goes with the rest of the colours on the page. So where's my vermilion? Mid vermilion. That is a tiny little bit damp. I'm sure it'll be okay, just be careful. I mean, you could do this bit with coloured pencil, but I might as well just go all the way with Inktense because it's working. I just want to add just a little bit. Just adding a little bit of depth to it, I suppose. Whoops-a-daisy, that could have been so much worse. I think I've said this before, but they are quite crumbly, these pencils. And they have a tendency of doing that, but I am quite heavy-handed. My dad's a butcher, so I blame him. It's a good thing to have at Christmas though. Get a lovely hamper off him. Off him and his wife, of course. So a little bit underneath. I think I'll stick with the smaller Arteza one. So yeah, this is quite small. Just activate that colour. Oops. Maybe don't do the intricate work when you've had a glass of wine, even though I've not even had a glass. I've had a couple of sips. I'm thinking about leaving some of these areas though for complete gel pen, because I do like the look of the hair that I did all in gel pen. It was really pretty actually. I didn't particularly enjoy doing it because I find it quite boring. It was just block colouring, but it looked cool. Get rid of that line. No. Yeah, like maybe these I could do alternate gold. Maybe that. And then I have some of the stars matching. That might be quite nice. So with the chili red now, that's more or less dry. So where I added that previous shade, was it poppy red? But I'm not going to pull the colour as far up, and I've just had a really nice idea. These gaps here and some of these circles, I could use the red glitter pen, gel pen, I don't know what I'm meant to call them things, I can't remember what they're called. Use the same Arteza brush. I love it when this sort of thing happens. You're not actually, you've got sort of a plan, but not really. And then as you're doing it, the colours sort of pick themselves, or different mediums. I'll never just be a pencil or marker or paint girl, I have to mix it up, I get too bored. In with the chili red again. Try and be a little bit lighter handed this time. And then with the yellow brush, let's get that activated. Oh, that's what I had to mention, and I've left a review on Amazon. I bought last February just gone, so less than a year ago, some new gouache paints, some Kimi ones, and I went to open them last night to work on this project, and the moulder, I couldn't believe it. It was horrible. Right, so I've said that I want to do all this in gel pen. I think I want to do the centres of them red though. I probably should have done the centres the same colour as the mousse, but I wasn't thinking. And then a little bit of the chili red just at the bottoms. It's not too bad if I go out the lines a little bit on this because I'll cover it up with the gel pen. And I'm just thinking of this area here. I'm thinking of sticking towards the oranges actually. Let me put some of these colours back because I'm going to really confuse myself. So I've just pulled out paprika and mango. Paprika and mango. So with the mango, and go ahead and colour all of this. With a decent layer. I'm unsure what to do with that centre bit here. Maybe I could just fill that in black. Make it a little bit easier on myself. Just like that. That section as well, I almost missed. Let's activate this first, then add that deeper shade. Oh, I am going over that very centre bit. Oh, do you know what though? They're two similar colours and I don't like how that's drying either. I'm going to go over the whole thing because I think that looks a bit stupid now in the middle. They're two similar colours. Yeah, this will look better. Like that. And then there's a little bit at the top as well, a tiny bit at the top. I want to do the same to get it all matching. So I'll finish with them colours for now, either. Yeah, finish with them colours for now. And while that is drying, I am going to pull out the gel pens. I stand corrected, these are classed as markers. Apart from these two, these are all the Ohuhu ones. I did buy these myself. I've got this red and then these two golds that I was thinking. I think if I had in, do you know what I could do? Add the black in the centre. So technically it's not scrap paper this because it's my swatch chart. But I'm going to swatch on the back of it. So this is just a basic black glitter, but I think that is uber pretty. I'll lift it up to the camera in a minute. Then we've got the red, which I think is perfect. We've got a true gold. Some of these need like pumping down a little bit. And then more of a bronzier gold. So there's the colours that I'm working with. So yeah, that black is going straight in the centre. So yeah, so I'm going to do alternate colours with the golds with this area. Just try and keep in the lines as best as I can. I swear when I'm doing this in my own time and I've just got like an audio book on or a YouTube video or whatever, I never quite the lines. It's always when I'm filming. And it stresses me out. We've got a lovely day tomorrow. I have nothing planned. Nothing planned. So just waking up and seeing how the weather is. Now, I do know that we've got a couple of weather warnings for bad rain and wind here in the UK coming up, so it's probably a high possibility that we won't be going out on any decent walks. I do like taking Isabel out on a good walk of a weekend. It's not just that, it's exercise for us. I like going to the park as well because you can see all dogs. Yes, I'm one of them people. And I will stop, if the dog looks friendly, I'll stop and ask, can I stroke the dog? And my husband hates it. I just can't help myself. We was in Bent's last weekend and there was this cute sausage dog. And I asked the man, was it friendly? And he said, no, it's very nervous. I was just stood there looking at it for a couple of seconds. So that's that bit done. I think we'll go around red for these bits, and then the ones that are dropping down I'm going to do black to match that inner very part. And I'm going to be very, very patient and completely let this dry, because honestly the amount of times I can't tell you that I've dipped my hand into these markers and they've still been wet, so they do take a little while to dry. So before I do the black, I need to do this. We'll do that the copper shade. This might be cheating a little bit, but I think everything's better with a bit of glitter. And then I can just work on the stars. It's just filling them in with these colours. And that's more or less this page done, I think. I'm going to have to push down a little bit to get the ink running a little bit smoother. Being very careful not to put my hand in. for these bits, I'm going to go with the True Gold colour. And then with the black, and then we've just got to work on, what colour was it? Mid Vermilion I pulled out. Or did I keep that out from before? I think I kept that out from before, so I'm going to choose a different colour to deepen some areas up here. Or was it this one? It was Paprika, that were it. It was Paprika. I say I'm cheating, but I'm still colouring. And then all that very centre bit. I do really like these markers actually. I remember in markers, they've got a pretty nice tip, although I've noticed if you use it a lot, like I did with the hair in this book, you have to pump it down quite often to get the ink to flow nicely, otherwise it goes patchy. So just like that. So I'll be back to do the Paprika. I've just gone ahead and filled in all of the stars off camera. Smudge, smudge, told ya. Anyway, let's deepen up. Yeah, let's deepen up certain areas of this just to make them stand out a little bit more. I've had to pause so long waiting for this to dry. Just want to make sure that, I nearly said gel pen, marker in the middle is drying off. And then I did say that this was the last step, but I'm going to add some white Posca pen. And that can be the very last step, and then I'm calling this page finished. And then work on some well needed whips. Probably not tonight, I want to read. That'll be tomorrow. I'm slowly building my time back up in here. I adore my room. I know that I'm really lucky to have it, so I don't want to neglect it. It just feels like she's everywhere sometimes, and then other times it feels like she's not. It's weird. Let's put that gel pen back. Let's get my brush ready. Hoping that this doesn't stand out too much. It should be alright. Clean the brush off. Yeah, that's just what I wanted. It's not too much. Then go the opposite way over here. Just like that. Now this is the Posca pen that I'm using. It's a 0.7, so it is teeny tiny. And I'm randomly going to put this in areas. There's no rhyme or reason. No, it's not working. So, get my little scrap piece of paper, just push it down and squiggle, and it'll be as good as new again. I think it depends sometimes the way that you hold it. So a couple of lines, a couple of dots, that sort of thing. And I'm basically going to do this over the whole of the page. We'll do some here actually. It does take quite some time this actually, because the pen is really tiny. But you have to put quite a few down to make it stand out. So this is all I'm going to do, which will probably take me about 20 minutes to fill the whole page full of Posca pen. I've done all of the Posca pen and I'm not happy with the way that it's laying over the mushrooms. Oh gosh, let me turn that down. Just been listening to a true crime thing and I forgot to turn it down. So I've just got the Deco Americana white. That was way too much, it just decided to pop out everywhere. And I'm going to use the back of a brush. That should be okay. Dip into the paint. Yeah, even on the cherries it needs a thicker layer. And just popping it down. I'll be able to show you better on this one. Yeah, because I've got too many things in the way on my desk. Just loading the brush up and then just tapping it on until I've got the amount of coverage that I want. Ideally, I don't want to see any of the black lines and the little dots. I'll try my best to cover them up. There's only so much the Posca pen can do, I think. I'm going to have to try and cover that paint up to save it. It's just wasting paint. I still haven't got another one. So that's that one done. I can zoom in a little bit more on this one. Some of them aren't perfect circles. Even like these cherries or whatever they're meant to be down here, the little berries, I'm going to pop a little bit of this on as well. But apart from that, I think this page is done and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. I'm pleased that I filmed it. It will take a little bit longer for this acrylic paint to dry because I am putting it on pretty thick. I don't know if you can see, you can just about see that one, so I'll show you this one. Just to go over them lines, and I know you can't see this, but it'll take me a second to do. That's it. And then cover that up. I've got some plastic I can cover it up with. That is the page done. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out and I hope that you enjoyed watching or even following along to this video. So yeah, it's just Inktense and then the Ohuhu glitter markers, a small Posca pen and then a bit of acrylic paint towards the end, and I'm really pleased. I mean, I could put sprinkles of snow and stuff on, but I'm happy to leave it as that. I don't want to go over the top and destroy it. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for having a glass of wine with me. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.